Hi, my name is Jim. Welcome to my allotment channel. In this series, videos and photos will show the journey on my allotment from day one and at a monthly progress from tidying up the area to digging, including the challenges that I faced during the process. So sit back and enjoy. Thank you. Hi, welcome. Start of this month is to start sorting out this digging along this edge here. As you can see, it's all collapsed. Well, the idea now is to straighten it all up and then carry on doing it in different sections, digging towards you looking at this picture. That's the idea. So far, March has been very dry and it's been ideal to dig certain things, and yes, the bottom shed's still there. As you can also see on there, some frames that I'm going to use to make my own greenhouse. And I've managed to start straightening it all out, as you can see in this picture, and here's a closer shot of me digging that edge out to make it nice and straight. And on this part, I've almost completed that length, and I've almost straightened the whole of the edge out, as you'll see in the next few shots. And now, as I said, March was a dry month. It's beginning to rain now, so it looks like it's gonna make where I'm digging rather wet, as you can see from this picture. And the heavens have opened. Really heavy rain now, so I'll be calling it a day today, I think. The sun may have come out, but I'm afraid it's made where I'm digging rather wet, as you can see in this picture. And you can notice that the ground's rather wet. So I'm calling it a day today. As you can see in this next video clip, the potting shed on the left, that is going where that old compost bin is. You can see now where the metal fence is round near the IBC. That's where it'll be going. Okay, it's a new day and I'm carrying on digging down that line. As you can see from this picture, I've nearly come to the end on the left hand side, and then obviously I'll mark it out again and do another length, and that's how it'll be dug out. As you'll notice from this picture, it's rather a windy day, but I'm near the end of that edge. I've nearly dug along the first length, which straightened all the edge up, as you can see in this video shot. But it's a very windy day. As you can see from this video shot, that part has finished. This is another shot of the IBC. I believe is slowly moving towards the bank. I'm going to have to check that out. And here again is a video shot of the completed part. Now for the next part. Being March time, is now the time for couch grass and mare's tail to start reappearing. So I'm just having a look over the plot area to see if I can see anything growing, but nothing as yet. The other thing I want to talk about is this coronavirus that is spreading. It's getting a bit worrying, but at the moment there's only a few cases, but we'll wait and see. Okay, as you notice in this video shot, I've started the next road down. I'm going to go all the way across like I did before. as you're all aware, this coronavirus is getting worse, and I believe Boris Johnson will bring out stricter restrictions for everyone tomorrow. Okay, I've managed to do a bit more along this next row, which I'm digging, as you'll see in the various video and still shots of what I've dug. Please subscribe to my channel, it doesn't cost anything. Please hit the bell notification button. Please give me a thumbs up. And if you can, please support me on Patreon page, link is in the description. Or you can support me on my PayPal page, again the link is in the description. Thank you. Okay, it's another day. As you can see, I've done a bit more to the allotment. I've almost done a quarter of the way across, as you can see from these video clips and still pictures. Okay, Boris Johnson has announced a lockdown for the country. Please listen. If you don't want to listen, you're welcome to skip. But here is the announcement.
Good evening. The coronavirus is the biggest threat this country has faced for decades, and this country is not alone. All over the world, we're seeing the devastating impact of this invisible killer. And so tonight, I want to update you on the latest steps we're taking to fight the disease and what you can do to help. And I want to begin by reminding you why the UK has been taking the approach that we have. Without a huge national effort to halt the growth of this virus, there will come a moment when no health service in the world could possibly cope, because there won't be enough ventilators, enough intensive care beds, enough doctors and nurses. And as we've seen elsewhere in other countries that also have fantastic healthcare systems, that is the moment of real danger. To put it simply, if too many people become seriously unwell at one time, the NHS will be unable to handle it, meaning more people are likely to die, not just from coronavirus, but from other illnesses as well. So it's vital to slow the spread of the disease, because that is the way we reduce the number of people needing hospital treatment at any one time, so we can protect the NHS's ability to cope and save more lives. And that's why we've been asking people to stay at home during this pandemic. And though huge numbers are complying, and I thank you all, the time has now come for us all to do more. From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home, because the critical thing we must do to stop the disease spreading between households. That is why people will only be allowed to leave their home for the following very limited purposes. Shopping for basic necessities as infrequently as possible. One form of exercise a day, for example, a run, walk or cycle, alone or with members of your household. Any medical need to provide care or to help a vulnerable person, and travelling to and from work, but only where this is absolutely necessary and cannot be done from home. That's all. These are the only reasons you should leave your home. You should not be meeting friends. If your friends ask you to meet, you should say no. You should not be meeting family members who do not live in your home. You should not be going shopping except for essentials like food and medicine. And you should do this as little as you can. And use food delivery services where you can. If you don't follow the rules, the police will have the powers to enforce them, including through fines and dispersing gatherings. To ensure compliance with the government's instruction to stay at home, we will immediately close all shops selling non-essential goods, including clothing and electronic stores, and other premises, including libraries, playgrounds and outdoor gyms and places of worship. We'll stop all gatherings of more than 2 people in public, excluding people you live with. And we'll stop all social events, including weddings, baptisms and other ceremonies, but excluding funerals. Parks will remain open for exercise, but gatherings will be dispersed. No Prime Minister wants to enact measures like this. I know the damage that this disruption is doing and will do to people's lives, to their businesses and to their jobs. And that's why we've produced a huge and unprecedented programme of support both for workers and for business. And I can assure you that we will keep these restrictions under constant review. We will look again in 3 weeks and relax them if the evidence shows we are able to. But at present, there are just no easy options. The way ahead is hard, and it is still true that many lives will, sadly, be lost. And yet it is also true that there is a clear way through. Day by day, we are strengthening our amazing NHS with 7,500 former clinicians now coming back to the service. With the time you buy by simply staying at home, we are increasing our stocks of equipment. We are accelerating our search for treatments. We're pioneering work on a vaccine. And we are buying millions of testing kits that will enable us to turn the tide on this invisible killer. I want to thank everyone who is working flat out to beat the virus. Everyone from the supermarket staff to the transport workers to the carers to the nurses and doctors on the front line. But in this fight, we can be in no doubt that each and every one of us is directly enlisted. Each and every one of us is now obliged to join together to halt the spread of this disease, to protect our NHS and to save many, many thousands of lives. And I know that as they have in the past, so many times, the people of this country will rise to that challenge and we will come through it stronger than ever. We will beat the coronavirus and we will beat it together. And therefore, I urge you, at this moment of national emergency, to stay at home, protect our NHS, and save lives. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for listening to that advice. It's lockdown. I'm now emailing Michael Gove to ask about where we stand with going to allotments. I will give you that information as soon as I can. Okay, you may have recorded saying that I'd find out where we stand with going to allotment. Here's that information for all to view. Please listen. If you don't want to listen, fast forward. Thank you.
I'm getting questions coming in all the time. I appreciate you trying to answer as many of these specifically as you can. On the issue of exercise, people saying, does going to my allotment count as exercise? Does golf count as exercise? Is it? Because you can see the situation, Mr. Gove, can't you? If you are trying to enforce this situation and you say to somebody, what are you doing? Why are you out? And they say, I'm exercising, I'm going to my allotment. What happens in that situation?
I think it's perfectly sensible for people to go to an allotment. It's in the very nature of allotments that there is a safe distance between people who are working on an individual allotment, yes. But when it comes to golf, I don't think people should be playing golf. I think it should be the case that for exercise, that should be restricted specifically to walking, cycling or running.
There you go, you heard it from the man. We can go to allotments, but also remember social distancing, no tea breaks amongst group areas, just keep safe on your allotments. Okay, now back to reality. You can notice that I've done a little bit more to the next section of this, digging away at the earth. As you can see in this shot, I've done a fair bit. As you'll see in the next various shots, you'll notice I've done a fair bit digging along, and here's a better shot. And the other thing is, the weather is getting a lot more drier and a little bit more warmer, so hopefully things will improve regarding the weather. As you see by the following shot, I'm about halfway digging this area out, as you will notice from the various shots. Okay, once again we've nearly come to the end of this month's video. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.